And we are happy to tell you all that at this time, we feel strongly that Shelton High School commencement will take place on June 15th. That was the original scheduled date. Our hope is that we can follow Governor Inslee's lead and we will be in phase 2 so we can have small gatherings. And our plan is to hold that at St. Martin's, just not the full audience with everybody all in at one time. So I'm going to come over here to my other computer and scroll through that. What phase 2 would allow would be groups of 5. So we would have 1 graduate and 4 guests. So we are cutting the number of guests roughly in half that would be able to go into St. Martin's Pavilion, watch the graduate walk across the stage, receive their diploma, have their professional photograph taken. Families could take photos. The graduate would walk off the stage, the family would exit the complex, and the next one would come up. Speeches would be pre-recorded. We are also going to use the help of St. Martin's video group, which Shelton has not done in the past, to my knowledge, ever. Other schools do, and they will put that all together without all of the time gaps, and that'll be available for students and families. The ceremony will be live streamed, so everyone can hear every name read as they go across the stage. We also believe that in working with St. Martin's, they will be able to reach out and maybe obtain some variances that we as an individual could not get. They were talking about maybe the ability to have more than 1 graduate's family in the complex at one time, maybe 4 groups or 6 groups, because it is such a large area, so that could speed it up. The worst case scenario is we remain in phase 1 and we would go with a completely virtual ceremony, but also on June 15th. The committee felt that it was really important we stick to June 15th. That was the previously scheduled date. That's what's on announcements. That's what families are expecting. So sticking with that date. That would be our worst case scenario. Again, a virtual ceremony with the diploma being given, photos being taken in some sort of a format, or diplomas being mailed. If we can move to phase 2, like I said, we would be using the St. Martin's Pavilion, and Shelton is following along with most of the other areas that traditionally use St. Martin's. Most schools are choosing to stay with their previously scheduled date. The Tumwater area goes in early June. North Thurston goes June 9th, 10th, and 11th. And so us on the 15th, we're not the first ones out of the gate, which makes it kind of nice. We can see how things go with them and make adjustments as we need to. Again, we're going to be working with St. Martin's to determine exactly how many. Like I said, it will be streamed. We also have very specific directions of where families would come into the St. Martin's parking lot. We would give them directions for time to disembark from their vehicles, so there would not be any socializing out in the parking lot to maintain the social distancing component. Families, if you're not a direct family member, would need to remain 6 feet apart, and then any other precautions that St. Martin's would require. We're hoping that the graduate, and if I'm the one that's doing the speaking or presenting the diplomas, would not have to wear masks for the purpose of the photos, but again, that's up to St. Martin's and what they would require.